Hello everyone, today I'm going to do a product review on a setup system. Now, this setup system isn't like any ordinary setup system for 112 scales. This is a very specialized and unique setup system for 112 scale front suspension. Now, before I introduce you to the setup system, I just want to let you know that, you know, if you're spending a lot of money on batteries and speed controls and motors to be faster, well, in some ways, you're wasting your money because a lot of the guys that I know will spend a lot of money on a battery or a motor or a speed controller just to be fast on the straightaway. Now, the thing is, though, all races are not won on the straightaway, unless you're doing drag racing, of course, but you have corners, you have chicanes, you have sweepers, and this requires, tuning the front suspension. And with 1/12 scale, you need to be absolutely on point with knowing what your front suspension is set at. You want to make sure that both left and right is perfect. You want to make sure that the alignment is perfect. Who cares if you have all this money invested in the electronics where, the car can't go around a corner properly? So I think before you invest in another battery or another motor, I would really consider investing some money in a proper setup system. Now, I've shown a different setup system by Kyosho. Well, this setup system that I'm going to show you here, I think outdoes the Kyosho setup system, and I will go out and say it probably trumps all setup systems when it comes to front end alignment because of its absolute accuracy, and it really gives you an insight about how the changes that you're making affects other parts of the geometry of the front end. Okay, now, and this company is from America, and it is called McFactory. Now, McFactory is a company based from the United States, and they've been out for a couple of years now. And I've had my eye on their front end Camber alignment system. And at first, I was a little hesitant. I thought, well, my Kyosho setup system works just fine. How is this any better? And so I thought, oh, I'll just bite the bullet and give it a try. And I have been thoroughly impressed, and my cars have been handling absolutely wonderfully. Like everything, it's totally improved my car's overall handling, and I'm so thankful that I invested in this system. So let's take a look at the McFactory setup system. So these are the parts here. You get camber plates. You get, fine increment camber plates here, as you can see here. And not only that, you can also get your name engraved on the CNC machined aluminum plates here, which is a nice feature. You could probably get your name engraved on it, or you could just leave it with just McFactory on it. But really nice machining done on it, high quality. I was thoroughly impressed with the overall design and machining of the camber plates. And next is the other parts. These are kind of like the fingers which mount to the axle points here. I'll demonstrate how you install it, but these are made out of carbon fiber. Once again, beautiful machining, wonderful design, and it's a pretty simple setup to work with. And to complete the whole setup system, I would suggest getting a Huddy setup sticker, just like this, with these lines here. Or you can just simply print off some graphing paper that has lines of similar incremental value, as you can see here. And I'll show you why in a couple of minutes. But let's just set it up here. Now, one thing you'll need to do is you need to space out these carbon fiber plates so they're on the outer edge. All right, like so. Excuse for my hand, like so. Now, you can use 3 ball bearings on each axle. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, this will vary depending on the axle length of your car. I'm fortunate enough that I was able to use these G-Force knurled setup system knobs, and they work perfectly. So we get that on there, lined up perfectly, and then you just take your threaded nut like so, and thread it on like so, and you do the other side as well. It's pretty simple. That's the beauty of this setup system. It's really easy to use, really easy to do, and you know, I found with the Kyosho setup system, you really needed to have a good set of eyes to see where the ID markings are for the camber setting. But anyway, let's just get into it here. All right, so we got the camber plates mounted on there nicely. Now let's check our camber. Now I'm gonna have to move this off to the side here so you can take a look here. I forget what camber setting I was using, so let's figure it out here. Oh. All right, so that was that. No, it's not 2 degrees. So let's take the other side here and do the other side there. All right, as you can see there, I am running 1.75 degrees camber on that one side there. I probably had a few knocks. Let's take a look at the other side as well. What are you running there? Yeah, it's the same as well. All right, so quick and easy. I just found out what camber I'm running. And you can adjust your camber at any value you want at 0.25 of an increment, which is such a great tuning aid because you know camber plays such an important role with tuning the front end alignment. You know, making the car handle a certain way depending on the traction levels. But what's also an interesting point about tuning with camber, especially when you have the lower fixed arm setup. I know with Yokomo it has the double wishbones which move together with each other, but when you have a fixed lower arm setup, whenever you adjust the camber, what will actually happen is like the toe will change, which for me personally, I did not know that until I spoke with the McFactory owner. And also seeing it for myself after he mentioned that to me, and it's quite a big change from going from 1 degree to 2 degree. The toe changes quite a bit, so I was quite surprised by that. So I'm just going to move the camera back a bit. So now the next thing is you want to look at your toe. All right, and the great thing about the McFactory setup system here is it really gives you an accurate representation of what the front end, especially the front end alignment, is doing. And it's very simple and effective. All you have to do is simply line up the center of the chassis with the center line right here, like so. All right, so we got that all lined up. And all you need to do is just take a look. Make sure that the servo is centered, everything's all centered. You want to make sure your radio's on, everything's all ready. And you just want to look and just check to see how the alignment is going. So for example here, we have this marking here, this line, which is 8, right? On the edge of this finger, as I would call it, is right flush in line with 8 right here. And so what I'll do is I'll look at the back and to see where the position is, and it's also the same position. It's right on the same line with 8. So that will indicate that I'm running 0 degrees of toe. Now, if I want to adjust that, if I want to adjust for toe out, I would just simply adjust the turnbuckle here, and you'll start to see the arm turning like so. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Like I'm so impressed with how easy the setup system is and how accurate it is. You have to buy it. Like, it's such a great setup system. It's so easy to use, effective, and precise. And that's so important for 1/12 scale. You need something that's precise. I was at the Japan Nationals, and the Yokomo factory mechanic, Kitagawa-san, walked by my pit, and he this caught his eye. He's like, whoa, that's really cool. And I said, oh, please try it. Please try it. And I gave him the plates and the camber arms and everything. And he went to try it, and he came back and he said, Edward, I would like one for myself. He was so impressed with it that he wanted his own. So hopefully McFactory can make one for him. And I've had other guys here in Japan try them out, and they've been so impressed with the overall accuracy and simplicity. They were actually shocked when they thought that their camber settings and toe settings were spot on, and I put it on this system here, and I showed them, like, no, you're off by 0.5 degrees of camber on this side, or toe out. And they were really impressed as well. So if you're really serious about 1/12 scale and you want to get the most out of your car, especially the front end alignment, I highly suggest this. I really highly suggest this. This is probably the best investment you can make for 1/12 scale. It just removes any errors, any headaches, any uncertainties, which I particularly had with the Kyosho setup system and other setup systems I use. I was just really uncertain of whether or not the adjustments I'm making are the correct adjustments and they are accurate. The McFactory setup system has given me a peace of mind. I know that sounds funny, but it's given me a peace of mind knowing that the adjustments I am making are exactly what is on the car. So there you have it. McFactory Racing, actually McFactory Motorsports. Check them out. Go to their website. Tell them that Ed sent you, because honestly, this is the best product for anyone that's beginners or intermediate or advanced. This is the tool to have for setting up your front end alignment, and you will notice your lap times will improve, because the guys that I fixed their alignments for here in Japan, their lap times dropped immediately. So 1/12 scale, it's all about perfection. McFactory, they've got you covered. All right, bye-bye.